Hello everyone, I am Anuja Zape from Sanjeevani College of Engineering, Kopargaon. So in this video, we will see finite element analysis of frame structure. Before that, in previous video lectures, we have seen finite element analysis of spring assembly, truss structure and beam member. Now, let's move towards frame structure. So here, this is the stiffness matrix of a frame element which is perpendicular to the reference element. This K matrix, that is stiffness matrix, it is including the effect of axial displacement. So here it includes axial stiffness AE upon L, and this stiffness matrix is of order 6 by 6 because at each node 3 degrees of freedom are considered, that is 2 translation and 1 rotation. Now here, if we neglect axial deformation, then we will have another 2 matrices of order 4 by 4. So in previous K, the row and column corresponding to axial stiffness AE upon L is neglected. Hence, we got this stiffness matrix for column member neglecting axial deformation. So this K, it is of order 4 by 4, includes 12 EI upon L cube, 6 EI upon L square, 4 EI upon L and 2 EI upon L, like these elements. And for beam, we have our previous stiffness matrix K is equal to same elements, only the minus sign it changes, that is given here in third row, third column, except this 3 element. So these two stiffness matrices we have to use in our problem. So let us see the problem. Before that, the steps for the solution of indeterminate plane frame using finite element method. So steps are quite similar to the previous video problems for beam element. So here for frame, first divide the frame into number of elements, then find total degree of freedom, write down stiffness matrices for all the elements and then assemble global stiffness matrix. Impose the boundary conditions and determine reduced stiffness matrix. After that, determine Q vector, F vector, and then apply the equation of equilibrium K delta equal to F and find unknown joint displacement. And to get reaction and moment, apply the equation K delta plus Q is equal to F. So these are the steps for the solution of plane frame. Now we'll solve the problem according to the steps. So here this is the first example. Analyze the portal frame as shown in figure. Take EI constant. So this problem is given here. Here as you can see, this is the frame ABCD. That is AB and CD are the column and BC is the beam member. So here, while determining the degree of freedom, you have to consider at each joint 3 degrees of freedom. So here, those 3 degrees of freedom, they are represented in this figure. At joint A, horizontal translation, that is 1, 2 is vertical translation and 3 is rotation. At joint B, maintain the same sequence as per the first node, that is first you have to represent horizontal translation, then vertical translation and then rotation. So 4, 5 a translation, 6 rotation. Similarly at joint C, first represent the number 7, continue the number. Number 7 is translation, 8 is vertical translation, 9 rotation, and similarly at D, 10, 11, 12 horizontal translation, vertical translation and rotation. So here total degrees of freedom are 12, 3 at each node. Then make the tabular format, write down first column as members. There are 3 members, member AB, BC and CD. Write down their associated nodes and displacements, and in last column write down the boundary conditions. So boundary condition, as you can see, support A and D are fixed support. So degrees of freedom at A and D, that is displacement, all displacements are 0. So at joint A, degree of freedom number 1, 2, 3, and at joint D, degree of freedom number 10, 11, 12 are 0. Then at joint B and C. So at joint B, that is this 5 and 8, these are the axial displacement of column AB and CD. So therefore, here in this problem we are neglecting the axial deformation. So number 5 and 8 are 0, and number 4 and 7, these are the displacement, that is the sway of the frame. So therefore number 4 and 7 are equal. So that is unknown here. So total number of unknowns in this problem are number 4 and 7, that is equal to 1 delta. Number 6 is unknown, that is theta b, and number 9 is unknown, that is theta c. Okay, so these three unknowns are that we have to determine. Second step, determine element stiffness matrices for all the members. So 3 members. So very first, that is AB column. So according to the standard matrix that is given in previous slides, according to that calculate stiffness matrix of member AB. So for member AB, the length of AB is equal to total 10 meter. So simply you have to put in this matrix L is equal to 10. So you will get the stiffness matrix for member AB. EI, that is also given for member AB. EI is, that is 4 times EI. Okay, so that you have to calculate and then get the stiffness matrix of member AB. Then write down the associated displacement for member AB. So as this is a matrix of 4 by 4, we are neglecting the axial deformation here. So here this member AB at A point 1, 2, 3. This is 4, 5 and 6. So axial deformation in this for this member, it is number 2 and number 5. So that is neglected here. So here the sequence or the numbering for associated displacement for this AB member, it is simply this 1, 3, that is at joint A 1, 3, and at joint B 4 and 6, 4, 6. Okay, so this way this associated displacements are written here 1, 3, 4, 6. Similarly for BC member, here for this BC member, as BC is beam member, so you have to refer the stiffness matrix of beam. The elements are same, only the minus sign it shuffles from the first row first column to third row third column. So here EI take outside. See the properties of beam, length and EI. So for this one, length of beam is given 4 meter and I is equal to 4. So put these values in the stiffness matrix of beam. Here this is the stiffness matrix of beam. Put L is equal to 4 meter and EI is equal to 4 times EI. You will get the stiffness matrix of beam element. Okay, this beam element. And now writing the displacement. So for beam element, this is the beam element BC. At B point, degrees of freedom are at A 1, 2, 3, at here B 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. Okay, so here axial displacement, that is axial displacement for beam, here it is this 4 and 7. So that you have to neglect from this BC, because this matrix it is considering neglecting the axial deformation. So this 4 and 7 are neglected here, and this numbering it is, that is at first joint B number 5, 6, 5, 6 written here, and at joint this C 8 and 9, 8, 9, 5, 6, 8, 9. Okay, this way it is written here. Then similarly you have to write for member CD. Now here for member CD, okay, make sure that every time when you write this matrix for column member only, in that case you have to take bottom of column as first node always. Okay, because that derivation of stiffness matrix, it is derived in that same manner, taking bottom of column as a first node. So here doing the same way, member CD, instead of that you have to write member DC. Okay, so member DC, calculate referring to the standard stiffness matrix of column, calculate all these elements, all these parameters, and then now it's the time to write these displacements. Okay, so how these displacements are written? So here this is the member DC, displacement, associated displacement at D are 10, 11, 12, and at this point displacements are 7, 8 and 9. So axial displacement for this column are 11 and 8. So neglect that, 11 and 8, that is the axial displacement along the column, along the axial axis of the column. Okay, so here what you need to consider now, the displacement, first horizontal then rotation, that is 10 and 12, 10, 12, and then at next joint, that is C joint, this 7 and this 9, 7, 9. Okay, similarly write for the each row 10, 12, 7, 9. Okay, so this way you have to write all the associated displacement and complete this second step, that is writing stiffness matrix for all members. After that, impose the boundary conditions itself in all the stiffness matrices. So boundary conditions are 1, 3 are 0, 1, 2, 3 are 0, so 2 is not there, so 1 and 3 are 0. So therefore delete the stiffnesses corresponding to those degrees of freedom. So number 1, delete this row column, number 3 is 0, delete this. Similarly number 5 is 0, number 8 is 0, and here in this matrix 10 and 12 are 0. So from all these three matrices, whatever the remaining thing, that you have to write as a reduced stiffness matrix. So from both stiffness matrices, as you can see here, in this the unknowns only left, degrees of freedom they are left are 4 is equal to 7. So to pick the elements of 4 and 7 from above three matrices of AB, BC and DC, and combinedly you have to add those numbers and write down here. Then after that number 6 is also unknown and number 9 is also unknown. The 4 and 7 that corresponds to the delta, 6 corresponds to theta B and 9 corresponds to theta C. So associated elements of that imposing the boundary condition, that you have to write down this as a reduced stiffness matrix. Okay, so this reduced stiffness matrix, it is of order 3 by 3 as unknowns are these three elements. Okay, so now after that the next step is element nodal load vector. So for this, consider all elements separately with all supports as fixed support, that is restraint support. So here firstly for AB member, here for AB member the load is shown over the beam, length are shown here. So accordingly, so here these moments are calculated, fixed end moments. So fixed end moment here for member AB at end A and member at B is given here, that is at A 9.6 kilonewton meter in anti-clockwise direction, at B 14.4 kilonewton meter in clockwise direction, and after that determine these reactions, that is by using the equation of equilibrium 3.52 and 6.48 at B. Similarly for member BC, show the loading, that is 3 kilonewton per meter over 4 meter span, and then calculate these fixed moments 4, 4 anti-clockwise, clockwise at B and C, and after that calculate these reactions, and same for do for member CD. show this supports as a fixed support and calculate these fixed moments and reactions. After this, once this figure gets completed, showing all the elements separately, showing all supports as a restraint support, calculating fixed moment and their reactions. After that, you have to write element nodal load vector for each member. Like for this QAB, element nodal load vector for AB member. So associated displacement that we know from element stiffness matrix, that it is related to displacement number, degree of freedom number 1, 3, 4 and 6. So here 1, that corresponds to horizontal translation, or you can say simply a translation, and number 3 is rotation, 4 is translation and 6 is rotation. So in this matrix, these elements, these are the elements that shows action corresponding to these degrees of freedom. So action corresponding to delta is force and action corresponding to theta is moment, force or reaction. So here maintain the sequence for AB joint. At A point reaction moment and then at B point reaction moment. So write in that sequence only here. So here as discussed, so first reaction, it is towards left, so right here minus 3.52, then moment 9.6 at A. Next at B, reaction minus 6.48 and moment minus 14.4. Okay, so this way you have to complete this QAB. After that, now BC. So BC associated displacements that we have already written 5, 6, 8, 9. So accordingly, here we have calculated all the moments and reaction for BC member. So same way, 5 is translation, 6 is rotation, 8 is translation, 9 is rotation. So maintain the same sequence. First BC, so first two elements are at B and next two elements are from C. So here reaction moment, that is 6, 4. Again at C point reaction and this moment. So reaction 6 and moment minus 4. Okay, and now last member DC. Again here be careful. First you have to write for D member, D point, D joint, and then go for C. So first thing that you have to write here, reaction moment, reaction and this moment minus 3.6, and then from C point reaction 1.76 and moment this 2.4 kilonewton meter. Okay, so while writing this, this step is very simple, element nodal load vector. Simply you have to follow the sequence. Whatever the element you are choosing, the first node maintain the sequence reaction moment, and then second node reaction moment. So this way you will complete all these element nodal load vector. Then apply the boundary conditions from the tabular format. 1 is 0, delete that, 3 is 0, 5 is 0, 8 0, 10 0 and 12 0. Okay, so remaining things, now it is related with 4, that is equal to 7 and 6 9. So write in a, because this reduce it will have only 3 elements corresponding to this 3 degrees of freedom. So very first is 4 either 7. So related to the 4, this reaction is there, that is minus 6.48, this one. In the second one for BC, here 6 9, in DC here 7. So this minus 6.48 from AB and plus 1.76 from DC. So their result is this minus 4.72. Okay, after that the next element is related to C, 6 number. So related to 6 number is this minus 14.4 and from BC is plus 4. So add these two, you will have this minus 10.4, and after that this number 9. So number 9 related to that minus 4 and this 2.4. So here it is equal to minus 1.6. So this way, after imposing the boundary conditions, assemble those elements, leftover elements, and write down here in a reduced stiffness matrix. Okay, so this step completed element nodal load vector. Once you get this Q, then write down the equation F is equal to minus Q plus joint forces. That is equivalent load vector. So simply have to multiply with minus sign to the Q matrix plus joint forces. So joint forces, they are related to this displacement. Number 4, that is delta. Number 6 is theta B, and number 9 is theta C. Okay, so very first is delta. So delta, that means action corresponding to this delta is reaction. So you have to see whether any reaction of force, external force given at the beam level in original structure. If yes, then you have to write down that as a first element here. If no, then write down simply 0. Second element, that is corresponding to this one, number 6, theta B. So action corresponding to theta B is moment at B in original figure. So if there is any moment given, write down here or else 0. And last is related to this 9C. That is corresponding action to this theta C is moment at C. So see in original figure, is there any moment given in original structure? If no, write down 0. Hence here the adding these two matrices, it will result you into a final equivalent load vector. And after that, apply the equation of equilibrium. You have this K, reduced stiffness, delta. Now instead of writing this 4, 6, 9, write down delta, theta B, theta C. Okay, write down in a sequence and equal to this F matrix. So last, get these unknowns. So you will have these unknowns, theta, delta, theta B and theta C. Okay, and lastly, to get the moment and reactions, if it is us, then you can have again the equation F is equal to K delta plus Q. So this equation you can apply for each member separately, or you can have as a global. So here it is applied for each member separately. First, for member AB, only moments are calculated here. So you need to consider only the second and fourth row of this AB matrix. See here in this column member, these stiffnesses, the very first row and first column, that corresponding to reaction. Second corresponds to moment, third corresponds to reaction, and again this moment. So here if you want to calculate the moment, so you have the equation F equal to K delta plus Q. So here you have to calculate moments of AB member only. So in F you will have the unknown, that is MAB and MBC equal to K. So that K, it means this K of AB. So only the rows of moment. So second, that corresponds to the moment row. Only this row you have to write here, and this last row that you have to write here in second place, plus delta. Now these 4 elements are here, so you have to write this all the 4 moments. So 1 is 0, 3 is 0, that write down here in delta column. 4 and 6 that you have calculated. Okay, so all these calculations are done here in last step. In this you can see clearly here the moments, those second and fourth row into this displacement, that is 1, 3, 4 and this one is 6. Okay, and plus this Q. So Q, that is already we have determined in element nodal load vector imposing the boundary condition. So imposing the boundary condition, this 4 and 6, that is taken here. 4 and 6, 9.6 and minus 14.4. So doing this calculation, very first this matrix multiplied to this matrix, and then last result it is added into this matrix. So you will get this one, MAB and BA. Similarly, do the calculation for member BC and DC. Okay, so here we have completed this problem. Last, draw this bending moment diagram. So here this problem we have completed. Thank you so much. If you have any doubt, if you need any more explanation about this problem, so you can have a comment for this one, or you can see all these notes in a slide share. So if you like the video, please like and share, and do subscribe my channel. Thank you so much.